Hello YouTube, this is Shine and welcome to my channel, AC Shaman TV. First, I'd like to say thank you so much to everyone who subscribed to my channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. And if you're new, welcome and don't forget to subscribe. So this reading is on Donald Trump's October. So let's take a look and see what's coming up for Donald Trump. Now, September started the impeachment process, so let's see what is coming up for Donald Trump in the month of October. What can we know about what's coming up for Donald Trump, President of the United States, for the month of October? Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, October 2019. What's coming up for Donald Trump, President of the United States? What can we know? We have the Queen of Winter, the Eight of Autumn, the Four of Autumn, the Awakening, and the Seven of Spring. Okay, so at the center of his reading we have the Queen of Winter. And this is about him trying to figure out what step he needs to take, what direction he wants to go in, as he's feeling alone, he's feeling abandoned, and so he feels he has to take these steps himself and let go of people who aren't helpful to him, people who aren't on the same page as him. But he's feeling very alone and kind of isolated in a way, and doesn't think he can trust anybody. We have the Eight of Autumn. He's still focused on his finances, thinking about the long-term goals and plans he has and what he can do around that. His focus is on getting back to his company, the empire that he has built, and the direction of where he can take the business. So he's thinking about his future and the future of the Trump name and the Trump dynasty. We have the Four of Autumn. What he may not realize is that they're still going to be searching and digging into his business, his empire, and they're going to look at how he's acquired his wealth. And as much as he may not want them to do that, that's what they're going to be unraveling. Congress is going to investigate how Donald Trump has acquired his wealth. They're going to really dig deep in order to figure out what's really going on, what's really at the depth of his presidency, and what is at the depth of his business. We have Awakening. His challenge is him trying to look at things from anybody's perspective, in terms of maybe even holding on to the presidency, trying to have an understanding of why they're trying to dig into his finances and how he's built his empire. He's not trying to look at any of that. He's just looking at it as their people are being nosy, and they're looking into his life, and it's not necessary for them to do that. There's no need for them to do that. This is a whole different way of being for him because he's never had to experience this. He's always done what he's always done. He's always done what worked for him. And he's never really had to justify his behavior to anybody. We have the 7 of Spring. He's gonna find that he's gonna be defending himself right, left, and center. Defending the things he's done, defending his business, how he's acquired his finances. But it's gonna be challenging because it's as though for him, people just don't understand. They don't understand him. They don't understand the work he's had to put in to acquire the wealth that he has. And so he's gonna fight for that. He's gonna fight to make sure he doesn't lose what he's worked all these years for. What else can we know about what's coming up for Donald Trump in the month of October in relation to the White House? Is there anything we can know about the White House and his presidency? Is there anything we can know in the month of October that's coming up for Donald Trump and the White House or his presidency? We have the 4 of Summer. He's just really focusing on his future and not focusing on anybody else. This is about him at this point. It's not really about the American people. It's more about his own survival and how he's feeling put out, feeling as though he doesn't have support. We have the 9 of Winter. He's having a hard time sleeping. He's worried. He's stressed about having to defend himself, having to justify his life, his wealth, his position. We have the Wheel. There's some sort of change that's going to be happening. Some kind of revelation. And this could be tied into his finances, or it could be tied into the border wall that he's building, or the immigrants, something to do with immigration. But there is some sort of change that's going to be happening in the month of October. And it's going to create some stress and worry and anxiety for him. What else can we know about what's happening for the presidency and his the White House? What can we know? What else can we know about what's going to be happening in the White House and the presidency? What else can we know? We have the High Priestess. Some information is going to come out. Some secret, maybe around his finances, how he makes his money, where he gets his money, maybe who he gets his money from. And that can be also what what comes to light, what changes the dynamic of things. And he may also at this time start to think about what he wants to do, think about his future, and if all of this is worth staying as president of the United States. Is it worth the stress and the anxiety and the worry and people delving into his finances, delving into areas that he feels are not anybody's business but his own? Let's see. What's in the shadows of October for Donald Trump's presidency that we don't know but can know? What's in the shadows of Donald Trump's presidency for the month of October? We have the 9 of Spring. He's still going to fight. He's gonna stand, his ground and continue to fight no matter what. It's not gonna stop him. He's still going to defend his company, his dynasty. He's still gonna defend his livelihood. But this wheel that's turning can make it very difficult for him, because things will come to light. The secrets will come to light. As much as he's trying to hold on to those, it's like the books are starting to open. And he's worried and stressed that he could lose all that he's worked for, the fruits of his labor. He's gonna make sure that he doesn't lose that. And so he will work hard at trying to defend that. One more card. Is October the month that, okay, I didn't really ask my question yet, but these 2 cards flew out. We have the 6 of Autumn. Let's see. And we also have the 10 of Autumn. This is still around his finances, how him and his family have acquired the wealth that they had, who they've worked with, what institutions they've worked with to acquire their wealth. So what banks they've worked with, the relationships they've had with different people, maybe even leaders of organizations or different political leaders. So Spirit wants us to know that there is information around his finances that's going to be coming to light in the month of October. And it's around how him and his family have acquired that wealth and who they've worked with. Okay, I'll ask now, is this the month that Donald Trump ends his presidency? Is this the month that Donald Trump will no longer be president of the United States? Now, with my past readings, I thought he would have already gone, so I was wrong in that. So let's just see. I did a whole year reading, and I got up to about 6-7 months. I was pretty, I think I was pretty clear. I was pretty accurate in some of the things I've said, but from the 7th month or 8th month on, I think it's a little bit unclear at this point, because I thought he would have left office by August, September. And so we are now moving into October. So let's find out, is this the month that Donald Trump, we have Prince of Autumn, But I think Spirit kind of knows what I'm asking. This is all going to be about his finances. Um, they're going to be looking into his finances, but it's not going to be an easy feat for them, as it's quite deep. It's not something that they can just open a book and see. It's it's going to take some detailed work on whoever is investigating, whoever is looking into it. It's going to take time. And so is this the month that Donald Trump is going to leave the presidency? Is this the month Donald Trump is no longer president of the United States? We have Ace of Spring. We have the World. And we have the Prince of Winter. If I was to look at this, I would say, yeah, this would be the time that he starts to look at making some decisions. Maybe something unexpected happens and he ends up having to leave. He ends up having to step down. Maybe because they're looking so deep into his finances that he doesn't actually want this to continue, this investigation to continue. And maybe if he's able to step back or step away, then maybe he feels that would stop the process. But it would be some sort of quick decision that would happen. It's not, it would be something that happens that makes him decide. So he could be leaving because the World card is here too, meaning an ending and a starting of a new cycle. And this may be that transformative change that happens. But this is a quick decision that happens. It's not something that there's something behind why he makes a quick decision to leave. Now, I could be completely wrong about this, but the cards are speaking about an ending, a start of something different, something new. But it's something that happens unexpectedly. So if he does leave, it's unexpected. It's not. It's because something was unearthed, something came to light, which made him decide to want to step away. And it could be because they're digging so deep and they're being so meticulous about what they're looking for that he wants this situation to stop or to stay hidden, and so he may be making this decision to just leave because he may be thinking also, this is the best way to stop all of this, what he's calling the witch hunt, to stop all of this, to stop it in its tracks, to keep certain things hidden. Okay, when in the month of October will Donald Trump leave? Let's ask one more question. When in the month of October will Donald Trump actually leave then? If he's leaving in the month of October, when in the month of October will Donald Trump leave? When will Donald Trump step down? We have 3. That could be in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks. So just before the end of October, or the 3rd week in October, sorry. The 3rd week in October. One more card for confirmation. When will Donald Trump leave the presidency? If he's leaving in the month of October, when in the month of October will Donald Trump leave the presidency? We have the 3 of Autumn. Okay, so another 3. So we could be looking at the 3rd week in October. So let's see how this unravels, and we'll see if I'm completely off, and we'll see you again soon.